My name is Cameron from the Student Advocacy Office. In this video, we are going to explain what happens when a student is charged under the Academic Code of Conduct. We are going to explain the possible signs of academic offenses, the most common offenses, possible sanctions, the whole process from start to finish, academic hearing panels, and also second offenses. Now, please keep in mind that this video is to serve as an overview only. If you have been charged with an academic offense, we strongly recommend that you book an appointment with a student advocate. They're going to be able to explain this process to you in greater detail, answer any questions you may have, and guide you through this process from start to finish. You'll find information on how to book an appointment with a student advocate at the end of this video. If you have been formally charged with an academic offense, you will receive an email from the code administrator or the associate dean of your faculty or the School of Graduate Studies to ask to meet with you about this possible offense. The email will include a notice letter that explains the specific course in question, as well as the date and the format of your interview. It will also include an incident report that explains the specific reasons for which you are being charged, as well as a copy of the Academic Code of Conduct, the course outline, and any other relevant evidence documents. Now, if you have been charged with academic misconduct, you may find one of two notations on your unofficial transcript, either a penned notation or an NR notation. A penned notation signifies pending and is assigned by the university registrar when a grade is not available at this time. The NR notation, on the other hand, is assigned by the course instructor and is used when a student appears to have unofficially withdrawn from a course, either when there is no material to be evaluated or if the professor is just not able to assign a grade. You should know that there are other reasons for which NR notations are used, and it does not automatically mean that you have been charged with academic misconduct. You should also know that once your professor has submitted the evidence to the university, they're required to not talk to the student about the event. So if you ask them any questions, they may not be able to give you very straight answers. If you find yourself in this situation, we ask that you contact a student advocate. Section 19 lists all of the actions that are prohibited by the university and are considered offenses. The two most common offenses are Section 19A, which is plagiarism, and 19C, which is unauthorized collaboration between students. Plagiarism is when you submit somebody else's work as your own without properly citing it. Copying a sentence or a paragraph and changing a few keywords is considered lazy paraphrasing and will still be considered plagiarism even if you cite your source. For more information on proper citation techniques and to preemptively avoid an offense of plagiarism, you should contact the Concordia Library. Your department librarian will be able to provide you with specific referencing help. If there are striking similarities between a work that you have submitted and that of another student, you may be charged with unauthorized collaboration. You may also be charged with unauthorized collaboration if your professor has obtained evidence that you and other students worked together on an assignment or an exam that was supposed to be completed individually. If a submission made by multiple students is found to have violated the Academic Code of Conduct, each student in the group will be sent an incident report. Even if the fault can be attributed to a single student, it is the group that will be held accountable. For more information on common academic offenses, please see Section 19 of the Academic Code of Conduct or book an appointment with a student advocate. Section 21 of the Academic Code of Conduct lists all of the sanctions that may result from an academic offense. You may be imposed any one of these sanctions or a number of sanctions in combination. Please keep in mind that the sanctions imposed are typically proportional to the offense that was committed. Your advocate will be able to give you more information on all of these sanctions and will be able to give you a general idea of which sanctions to expect for your offense. The most common sanctions involve a grade of 0 or a grade reduction on the work in question, a grade reduction or a grade of F in the course, or an imposition of 3 additional credits to be able to graduate. Please note that in addition to receiving a sanction, another outcome of having an academic offense upheld against you is receiving a notation that says code on your unofficial transcript. This notation signifies that a violation of the Academic Code of Conduct occurred in this course. Once you have received your notification letter, the first step in the process is a meeting between yourself, your advocate, and the associate dean or code administrator of your faculty or the School of Graduate Studies. The date, time, and format of this interview will be communicated to you in an email. If you have a virtual or face-to-face meeting, your advocate will be able to join you and help you through the process. These meetings usually last between 15 and 30 minutes. If, on the other hand, you have received an email interview, you will receive a list of questions and have 48 hours to answer them. Your advocate will be available during this time to help you with your answers. The purpose of these interviews is to try to understand what happened and to give the students an opportunity to explain themselves. If you have not committed an academic offense, this will be your first opportunity to provide evidence in support of your innocence. If you have committed an academic offense, this will be your first opportunity to take responsibility for your actions and provide context surrounding the incident. We strongly recommend that you meet with a student advocate before your interview, as they will be able to adequately prepare you for the process and let you know everything that you should expect. The Associate Dean will review all of the documentation and all of the statements that were provided during the interview in order to make their decision. The decision will be communicated to you by email within 10 business days. If you accept the decision, the process will end at this time. If you disagree with the decision and the sanctions imposed against you, you will have the opportunity to appeal that decision, which will trigger an academic hearing panel. A tribunal will be gathered that will be comprised of 3 randomly selected professors and 2 randomly selected students from your degree level. Yourself and your advocate will make the case for why you believe the decision was unfair. The Associate Dean who originally heard your case will explain why they made the decision that they did. The tribunal has the power to increase, decrease, or remove the sanctions entirely. The decision of the tribunal will be communicated to you within 10 business days of your original hearing date. If you disagree with the tribunal's decision, you will have the opportunity to appeal that decision as well. Please note that the result of that appeal will be final. Second offenses follow a different set of rules than first offenses. If a student has been charged with a second offense, the first step in the process will be a meeting with the Associate Dean or Code Administrator to determine if the case can be dismissed. If the case cannot be dismissed, it will automatically progress to an academic hearing panel. In addition to the sanctions discussed earlier in this video, one of the 2 following additional sanctions will typically result from a second offense. Either suspension from the university that does not exceed 6 academic terms or expulsion from the university. In certain specific circumstances, a case can be made for why these additional sanctions should not be imposed. If you find yourself in this situation, you should discuss this possibility with your advocate. We would like to inform you that the Concordia Student Union offers advocacy services that are very similar to the ones offered by our offices. We have listed their contact information here on the screen. You may contact their advocates for all matters related to academic offenses as an alternative to the Student Advocacy Office. To book an appointment with a student advocate, please fill out the form on our website. The information is provided here on the screen. For more information about our services, please visit concordia.ca/advocacy. You may also wish to consult the Concordia Student Union Advocacy website. For more information on how to properly cite references and to avoid plagiarism, please visit library.concordia.ca/help/citing. And finally, for more information about the Academic Code of Conduct, please visit concordia.ca/conduct/academic integrity.